don't remember where it's come from.
Is it not? It's a Tarantino film. It's. Or is it? It's either Thingy. My milkshake brings
No, it is the James Bond quote.
Oh, is it?
It's from Living Daylights.
Is it old Mexican bloke? Not Mexican, Texas bloke. He says it.
No, he's a big sort of Turkish-looking arms dealer.
Hang on, am I making me own brew it?
No, I'll do it. Claire's now making mine, so I'll knock it along and make yours.
How much are we at?
I don't know either. This is lies spread by my competitors.
So how's it suddenly gone to over the years going? Lies spread by my competitor.
Creative license.
Is it that Mandela effect? Lucy's favourite go-to psychological study. Where's your cup? What do you mean?
I've got the trouble is. Thank you.
I'm doing it while I'm starving. Oh.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
You okay?
You're doing very good.
The milk didn't spill on me.
Good. Thank you.
I'm just going to be a bitch and totally get in there. So, deal with that. Did Hank coat and schmink it?
Yeah, that's another.
It is. What's your problem with that?
You're not allowed to catch races.
Will you over stomach?
Oh, that's very rich now. Get a little tingle afterwards.
What tingle?
Has the sweetness sort of died down a bit?
Yeah, it's more rich than sweet.
Ellie, do you want to get some more milk out of them?
Okay.
Oh, there's a little bit. Not much.
Oh, hang on, I'm a of it as well.
There's your brew.
Oh, sorry, no, he's not the Turkish guy. It is the American arms dealer, not
See
the Turkish one.
Needs a bit of that.
Oh,
on
you
there.
man.
I always get it, I thought it was all loop.
No, it is not.
There we go. I don't
So
know why
the
that.
Texas accent wasn't right, but it wasn't far off being right.
Yeah, it wasn't as far off the mark as me going, I'm sure the Turkish bloke said it.
Is that last week's pasta?
Yeah. That was yours.
Because
No.
Elliot. No, it's because Elliot always saves food, puts it in that fridge, and then goes a week later. He goes, "Oh, yeah, I was going to have that for my lunch on Friday."
I don't even recall this.
Oh well, I saved it for you. No, I have my portion and I took Isaac a portion as well.
Thank you.
It's alright.
Do you recall?
The gluten-free one got consumed, we're alright. That should. So thank you. Simmer nicely. We've got plates, we've got lime wedges, we are ready to go.
If you're lucky, you might feel like it's in the sale.
Right, what page are we on?
I put it all on the right page.
All right.
I believe with that gap where it says for the first time in her life.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, has the bad thing happened?
What's that thing?
The bad thing has happened to her.
Yeah.
She's now gearing up to do a bad thing back.
Yeah, she is.
Oh yeah, yeah,
There was like a lot of flashbacks to when she was at school and things she did to people, like she got into fights all the time with like lads who were twice the size of her, and she just kept getting up every time.
To use a technical term, she's gonna fuck him up.
Well, that's kind of what she wants.
Apparently.
Yes. So now.
So the last 12 weeks, what's that?
I've been here before 12 weeks.
We've cooked a meal, we've come in, read a book.
Do it ate the meal.
We did.
I'll just go with it, Scott.
Right.
Just go with it. It'll make itself clear as
Some
we go.
Swedish people, stuff's happening. Yeah.
Right.
Why was it there?
Nothing we missed much.
The main thing last week was about like a flashback to her past and learning how she's basically always been a little plucky psychopath, willing to fight anyone. She hates injustice, so she wants to put crimes right. And now that this guy has crimed her, she's planning what she's going to do back to him. And didn't Blockfist,
Who's he slept with now?
someone probably.
He and some lady cried together,
Yes, that's what they were doing.
and
They
Is it
banged
the-
heads together for a bit.
Is it not the niece, the other niece
Celia,
of?
I think.
Yeah.
and now they're kind of friends with benefit. I come to you.
210. So I think that basically
Yeah, I'm on.
We're all on the right page.
Shall I start?
Go on.
For the first time in her life, Salander felt strong, need to ask for some advice. Sorry, this.
You doing it to Scar?
Yeah.
Glory, glory, man, you die.
No, wrong.
Oh, really?
Right, for the first time in her life, Salander felt a strong need to ask someone for advice.
So,
The problem was that asking for advice meant that she would have to confide in someone, which in turn would mean revealing her secrets. Who should she tell? She was simply not very good at establishing contact with other people because she's got autism. After going through her address book, in her mind, she had strictly speaking 10 people who might be considered her circle of acquaintances. She could talk to Plague, who was more or less a steady presence in her life, but he was definitely not a friend, and he was the last person on earth who would be able to help solve her problem, not an option. Salander's sex life wasn't quite as modest as she had led advocate Bjornman to believe. On the other hand, sex had always, or at least most often, occurred on her conditions and at her initiative. She had had over 50 partners since the age of 15. That translated into approximately 5 partners a year, which was okay for a single girl who had come to regard sex as an enjoyable pastime.
Was it keeps fair?
But she had had most of these casual partners during a 2-year period. Those were the tumultuous years in her late teens when she should have come of age. There was a time when Salander had stood at the crossroads and did not really have control over her own life, when her future could have taken the form of another series of casebook entries about drugs, alcohol and custody in various institutions. After she turned 20 and started working at Milton Security, she had calmed down appreciably and she thought had got a grip on her life. She no longer felt the need to please anyone who bought her 3 beers in a pub, and she did not experience the slightest degree of self-fulfillment by going home with some drunk whose name she could not remember. During the past year, she had only one regular sex partner, hardly promiscuous, as her casebook entries during her late teens had designated her.
So she's virtually married.
For her, sex had most often been with one of a loose group of friends. She was not really a member, but she was accepted because she knew Scylla Noren. She met Scylla in her late teens when at Parmigan's insistence she was trying to get the school certificate she had failed to complete at Convox. Scylla had plum red hair streaked with black leather trousers, a ring in her nose, and as many
That's you, Claire.
rivets on her belt as Salander. They had glared suspiciously at each other during the first class. For some reason, Salander did not understand they had started hanging out together. Salander was not the easiest person to be friends with, and especially not during those years, but Scylla ignored her silence and took her along to the bar. Through Scylla, she had become a member of Evil Fingers,
Oh yeah.
which had started as a suburban band consisting of 4 teenage girls in Ennismore
Yeah.
who were into hard rock. 10 years later, they were a group of friends who met at Van Cavernan on Tuesday nights to talk trash about boys and discuss feminism, the pentagram music and politics while they drank large quantities of beer. They also lived up to their name. Salander found herself on the fringe of the group and rarely contributed to the talk, but she was accepted for who she was. She could come and go as she pleased and was allowed to sit in silence over her beer all evening. She was also invited to birthday parties and Christmas blog celebrations, though she usually didn't go. During the 5 years she hung out with Evil Fingers, the girls began to change. Their hair colour became less extreme, and their clothing became more often from H&M rather than from funky our equivalent to Affleck's Palace, I think.
Yeah.
They studied or worked, and one of the girls became a mother. Salander felt as if she were the only one who had not changed a bit, which could also be interpreted as that she was simply marking time and going nowhere. But they still had fun. If there was one place where she felt any sort of group solidarity, it was in the company of Evil Fingers. Why couldn't you have come up with a better name than that? And by extension, with the guys who were friends with the girls. Evil Fingers would listen. They would also stand up for her, but they had no clue that Salander had a district court order declaring her non-compos mentis. She didn't want them to be eyeing her the wrong way. Not an option. Apart from that, she did not have a single ex-classmate in her address book. She had no network or support group or political contacts of any kind. So who could she turn to and tell about her problems? There might be one person. She deliberated for a long time about whether she should confide in Dragan Armansky. He had told her that if she needed help with anything, she should not hesitate to come to him, and she was sure that he meant it. Armansky had groped her one time too, but it had been friendly groping, knowing ill intentions, and not demonstration of power, but to ask him for help went against the grain. He was her boss, and it would put her in his debt. Salander toyed with the idea of how her life would take shape if Armansky were her guardian instead of Björman. She smiled. The idea was not unpleasant, but Armansky might take the assignment so seriously that he would smother her with attention. That was, well, possibly an option. Even though she was well aware of what a woman's crisis centre was for, it never occurred to her to turn to one herself. Crisis centres existed in her eyes for victims, and she had never regarded herself as a victim. Consequently, her only remaining option was to do what she had always done, take matters in her own hands and solve her problems on her own. That was definitely an option, and it did not bode well for her advocate Niels Bjorman. No, it certainly does not.
Chapter 13.
During the last week of February, Salander acted as her own client with Bjorman N., born 1950 as a high-priority special project. She worked almost 16 hours every day doing a more thorough personal investigation than she had ever done before. She made use of all the archives and public documents she could lay her hands on. She investigated his circle of relatives and friends. She looked at his finances and mapped out every detail of his upbringing and career. The results were discouraging. He was a lawyer, member of the Bar Association, and author of a respectably long-winded but exceptionally tedious dissertation on finance law. His reputation was spotless. Advocate Bierman had never been censored. On only one occasion was he reported to the Bar Association. He was accused nearly 10 years ago of being a middleman of an under-the-table property deal, but he had been able to prove his innocence. His finances were in good order. Bierman was well-to-do, with at least 10 million kroner in assets. He paid more taxes than he owed, was a member of Greenpeace and Amnesty International, and he donated money to the Heart and Lung Association. He had rarely appeared in the mass media, although on several occasions he had signed his name to public appeals for political prisoners in the Third World. He lived in a 5-room apartment in Upplandsgatan near Odenplan, and he was the secretary of his co-op apartment association. He was divorced and had no children. Salander focused on his ex-wife, whose name was Eleanor. She was born in Poland and had lived all her life in Sweden. She worked at a rehabilitation centre, was apparently happily remarried to one of Bierman's former colleagues. Nothing useful there. The Bierman marriage had lasted 14 years and divorce went through without disputes. Advocate Bierman regularly acted as a supervisor for youths who got into trouble with the law. He had been a trustee for 4 youths before he became Salander's guardian. All of these cases involved minors, and the assignments came to an end with a court decision when they came of age. One of these clients still consulted Bierman in his role as advocate, so there did not seem to be any animosity there either. If Bierman had been systematically exploiting his wards, there was no sign of it, and no matter how deeply Salander probed, she could find no trace of wrongdoing. All 4 had established lives for themselves and a boyfriend or girlfriend. They all had jobs, places to live, and co-op debit cards.
So is she thinking that he's just singled her out as the only one that he's abused?
Yeah, and he's made sure his life on paper is squeaky clean as well. She called each of the 4 clients, introducing herself as a social welfare secretary working on a study about how children hitherto under the care of a trustee fared later in life compared to other children. Yes, naturally everyone will be anonymous. She had put together a questionnaire with 10 questions which she asked on the telephone. Several of the questions were designed to get the respondent to give their views of how well the trusteeship had functioned. If they had any opinions about their own trustee, Advocate Bierman, wasn't it? No one had anything bad to say about him. When Salander completed her ferreting, she gathered up the documents in a bag from Ica and put it out with the 20 bags of old newspapers. Out in the hall, Bierman was apparently beyond reproach. There was nothing in his past that she could use. She knew beyond a doubt that he was a creep and a pig, but she could find nothing to prove it. It was time to consider another option. After all the analyses were done, one possibility remained that started to look more and more attractive, or at least seemed to be truly realistic alternative. The easiest thing would be for Bierman simply to disappear from her life. A quick heart attack, end of problem. The catch was that not even disgusting 55-year-old men had heart attacks at her beck and call, but that sort of thing could be arranged. Let me just... Did this occur at the thing that's happened to her, was it in his office or in his house?
I think it was in his office.
Office.
It was wasn't it the first meeting?
Yeah, no, it was when her laptop got broke, she went to see him to get
The bad thing hasn't happened yet.
Oh.
A bad thing has happened, but the bad thing hasn't happened yet.
Oh.
If it happened in his office, it's not the bad thing.
Yeah.
No.
Let's wait and see.
Someone want to take over?
No, I'll go if it's alright.
Yeah, very alright.
Long ways, very on his affair with head mistress
Celia.
Celia Banger with the greatest discretion.
That's it.
Keep it secret, basically.
She had 3 rules. She did not want anyone to know that they were meeting. She wanted him to come over only when she called and was in the mood. And she didn't want him to stay all night. Her passion surprised and astonished him when he ran into her at Suzanne's. She was friendly but cool and distant. When they met in her bedroom, she was widely passionate. Blanches did not want to pry into her personal life, but he had been hired to pry into the personal life of everyone in the Banger family. He felt torn and at the same time curious. One day he asked Banger who she had been married to and what had happened. He asked the question while they were discussing the background of Alexander and Berger. Celia, I don't think she had anything to do with Harriet. Tell me about her background. She moved back here after graduating and starting work as a teacher. She met a man by the name of Jerry Carlson, who unfortunately works for the Banger Corporation. That they married. I thought their marriage was a happy one in the beginning anyway. But after a couple of years I began to see that things were not as they should have been. He mistreated her. It was the usual story. He beat her and she loyally defended him. Finally, he hit her one time too many. She was seriously hurt and ended up in hospital. I offered my help. She moved out here to Headingley Island and has refused to see her husband since. I made sure he was fine, but they are still married. It's a question of how you define it. I don't know why she hasn't filed for divorce, but she has never wanted to remarry, so I suppose it hasn't made any difference. Miss Carlson, did he have anything to do with Harriet? No, he hasn't. In Edmonton in 1966, and he wasn't yet working for the firm. Okay. Well, Mika,
Michaela.
I've found out Celia. She can be tricky to deal with, but she's one of the good people in my family. So Landa devoted a week to plan Nels Barker. Bjorman demise. She considered and rejected various methods until she had narrowed it down to a few realistic
Scenarios.
scenarios for which to choose, no acting or impulse. The only one condition had to be fulfilled. Bjorman had to die in such a way that she herself could never be linked to the crime. In fact, that would be included in my eventual police investigation. She took for granted sooner or later her name would show up for Bjorman responsibilities for examined, but she was only one person in the whole universe of present and former clients. She had met him only 4 times, and there would not be any indications that the death even had a connection with any of his clients. There were former girlfriends, relatives, casual acquaintances, colleagues, and others. There was also what they was usually defined as a random violent when the perpetrator and victim did not know each other. If her name came up, she would be a helpless, incompetent girl with documents showing her to be mentally defiant, so deficient. So it would be an advantage of Bergman's death occurred in such a complex, completed manner that it would be highly unlikely that a mentally handicapped girl could be a perpetrator. She rejected the opinion of using a gun. The option of using a gun. Acquiring a gun would be no great problem, but the police were awfully good at tracking down firearms. She considered a knife which could be purchased at any hardware store, but decided against that. 2. Even if she turned up without warning and drove the knife into his back, there was no guarantee that he would die instantly and without making a sound, or that he would die at all. Worse, it might provoke a struggle which could attract attention, and blood could stain her clothes. Be evidence against her. She thought about using a bomb of some sort, but it would be much more complicated. Building the bomb itself would not be a problem. The internet was full of humans' manuals on how to make the deadliest devices. It would be different on the other hand to find place to put the bomb. So innocent passers by would not be her bedside. Besides, there was again no guarantee that he would actually die. The telephone rang. Hi, Elizabeth Dragon. I've got a job for you. I don't have time. This is important. I'm busy. She put down the receiver. Finally, she settled on poisoning. The choice surprised her, but on closer consideration, it was perfect.
So do you want to carry on to the end of this bit, or do you want to hand over here to Doc?
I'll carry on to the end of the page.
Thank you.
Southland spent several days combining the internet. There were plenty to choose from. Once one of them was among the most deadliest poison known to science. And
I think hydrocyanic.
what is that?
It's hydrochromic acid.
No, it's hydrocyanic.
Yeah.
But it's got cyan in it, which sounds like cyanide for a
Yeah.
start. Cyanide.
And hydro means water.
Yeah.
So it'll be some water-based cyanide.
Yeah.
Outside acid.
We've not put any in the food.
Maybe tomorrow.
Isn't cyanide what they used to kill the Jews in the concentration camps?
No, cyanide's more used to make like suicide pills for like special forces
that's it.
and
I knew it was
spies.
something to
Yeah.
do with the
Keep
war.
it in your mouth and crack it, and then it'll kill you within
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Commonly known as prussic acid. Prussic acid was used as a component in certain chemical industrial industries, including the manufacturers of dries. A few milligrams were enough to kill a person. 1 liter in a in a reservoir could wipe out a medium-sized city, obviously, such a lethal substance was kept under strict control, but it could be produced in almost unlimited quantities in an ordinary kitchen. All that was needed was a modest amount of laboratory equipment, and that could be found in a chemistry set for children for a few hundred kroner, along with several ingredients that could be extracted from an ordinary household product. The manual for the perceived process was on the internet. Another option was nicotine from a container of cigarettes. She could extract enough milligrams of the substance and heat it to make a viscous syrup.
Didn't know you could make a fast-acting poison out of nicotine. I know it's not good for you, but I didn't know you could.
I think it's just one of the ingredients she needs to make the poison.
Is it right, that syrup? Yeah.
Yeah, I was perfectly right.
I don't think it's a separate one. She said another option.
Alright.
Yeah, it's another option. I don't know how that would work.
And even better substance, all through silently more complex to produce, was nicotine. So, hey?
Yeah, something.
Which had the property that it could be absorbed through the skin. All she would have to do was put the rubber gloves, fill a water pistol and spray blank Lumen in the face. Within 20 seconds he should be unconscious, and within a few minutes he would be dead as a doornail. Want me to carry on?
If you, up to you, Scott. Do you want to get to the end of this chunk and then?
Well, we need to get to the end quite rapidly because we need to stop.
Okay.
So.
Oh, well, you just stop there.
I'll let someone else.
Thank you very, very much, Scott, for that big chunk.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to take us to the end of this section?
Yeah, I'll give it a go.
Thank you, Anthony.
Salander had no idea that so many household appliances, household
Stop guessing.
products could be transformed into deadly weapons. Afraid, after studying the subject for several days, she was persuaded that there was no technical impediment to make short work of her guardian. There was two problems. Bierman's death would not of itself gave her back control of her own life, and there was no guarantee that Bierman's successors would be an important improvement analysis of the consequences. When she needed was a way to control her guardian, and though her only situation was that
She
she sat on the warm sofa in her living room for one whole evening, running through the situation in her mind. By the end of the night, she had scrapped an idea of murder by poison and put together a new plan. It was not an appealing option, and it required her to allow Bjorman to attack her again, but if she carried it off, she would have won at last, at least so she thought.
Well done.
So she's not going to kill him, she's going to do something else to him.
Yeah.
But what's she going to do?
She's going to trap him
Trap him like
Trap him, yeah.
like a mouse.
because she wants to have an element of control over him.
Yeah.
Right.
Andy, have you got £2?
Yeah, for some jacket.
Thanks.
My stomach's mumbling because it won't feed.
I've had nothing yet.
I haven't either. Are you alright?
One bit.
Well, don't forget.
I had some pure oranges this morning. More hungry, but now I'm going.
Yeah.
Well, I don't eat
I
toast
don't
on
really eat
Thursday.
breakfast.
You eat breakfast?
Just something.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah.
I can't have toast in the morning because it makes me feel sick.
No.
Yeah, I end up going to the toilet about 3-4 times.
Well, yeah, people are like that sometimes.
Yeah. It's not. It's all right for night time. It's not all right for during the day though.
Yeah.
Only if I'm going. Only if it was Friday, yeah, I would. But because I'm not in the Friday, well, I'll have something else. I'll have something to eat before we go football league anyway.
One
Between
gets a
6
bit
and
rough
7.
because of the tablets and supposed to eat in the morning, but my stomach won't take it.
Check something though. That's what the tablets suggest.
Yeah. I'll be on post tomorrow, so my stomach changes from pill to be sick, and when I'm on pill I end up being sick again when I have toast. That's why I won't have toast in the mornings, because it doesn't agree with my stomach.
I had fruit ball yesterday, that was about 10, 11 o'clock. And what did I have for dinner?
Don't remember.
I had milk down. Me auntie cured me, mum sandwich that we had half each. Last night we had spicy chicken and spicy Mexican rice.
Do like spice, but don't like it that much. But I'll sometimes have a bit of spice, and sometimes I don't. But if my throat hurts, yeah, I would.
We
It's
had
a bit
the
sore
Jill
to
gets
get.
it from farm foods, spicy Mexican rice.
Mm.
We like them put ends.
Yeah.
It's more spicy than this cheap one.
is it? Yeah.
You're supposed to squash all the packets, microwave 2 minutes
Yeah.
to separate it off. But it's like breaking a brick. And then it's all stuck together, this cheap one. When you
Yeah.
take it on the microwave, and getting it out the packet is a pain in the ass.
No.
Then you have to crush it and it looks like baby food. I
Yeah.
said to Mum, don't tell that to Jill, but just say, we're alright for rice this time. Just get us the curry, the microwave curry.
Right.
Shell's stomach. Rice is all stuck together like thinking glue. I had to because I was hungry.
You microwave.
The chicken pieces were only about 7 each. We got some bread with it, Mum said.
Yeah, that is-
Oh, that won't fill us.
You are microwave.
Thank you.
Don't worry, I was helping you anyway. I'm getting hungry now. I'm getting hungry.
You what?
Getting hungry.
Looks really nice.
I know, because I helped out, that's why.
I think it's everybody did a good
Yeah, I
job.
know.
See, that's why.
Well, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but I was already ill last week, but I did help out a bit last week as well.
My uncle's got leukemia.
Oh yeah.
That's
I need one,
Yeah.
and Claire needs one.
She does.
Where it is, and
Yeah.
I'll be glass. It says, what does it say on the glass? Best drink or something like that for his birthday.
Yeah.
I said to him before that.
Oh, he's not.
He said, I can't. He's not thinking. Right. I don't drink, but I'm not supposed to with tablets. Right, shit, I shouldn't have said that. So I just texted one, said, I was only joking about getting drunk. Don't feel like. You can drink, but you can't go mad. It's not, they haven't put him on medication because it's all for the service of the stages. I just got so.
All right, now.
Yeah.
He's got to go back for bloods every 6 weeks. My uncle has got leukemia, that's cancer of the blood.
Alright.
You know what is he? He's 73. This today. I'm 72 tomorrow.
Yeah.
That was a Frank. He was 75 on Saturday night. I call him a dickhead.
And what's happened to him now?
Oh, we don't see him now, we lost Millie. We had a cane to take Millie out.
Oh yeah. Why didn't you like him?
No, he's a wanker.
Why? Why didn't
It's
you like
only
him?
one.
He's an utterly selfish pig.
Why?
Thinks a lot about himself.
Oh right.
One of those that me, stuff everybody else.
In the night bus again. There was a big one last week, it was a white one. Wednesday was a white one.
When we lost Millie, he got disposable. I think I'm disposable. So we gave him some photos and just. He lives near Adrian, you know, big flats. He lives up 12th floor. I don't know which one. One from the police station, I think. He's got a ring, it's not teeth like these. I don't know what she sees in it.
No, Edwin Pellet's got a girlfriend. But I've forgotten her name.
Seen
Yeah.
on Facebook.
Her name's a bit hard.
Because his girlfriend is a big Michael Jackson fan.
Yeah.
Saying that he doesn't.
She don't come on, does she?
No.
Well,
She's
she
not
comes
rich,
down.
she's not little.
Yeah.
Yeah, well.
But she is cute though.
Stop. I'm moving my clock. Sorry.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then
I wish you wouldn't have your wires across the floor.
I was gonna move them.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Looks like
work.
it's a large area up here and down there.
Is this to squirt, Elliot?
Yeah, let's do it a squeeze on. Got a bit of
What is that?
lime flavour.
I've got my Facebook.
Smells nice.
Motivational mirror.
Why don't you use a motivational mirror?
Oh, I go this one is now. I'll throw back this on.
It goes with this sister take football Thursday morning, 10:30 to 11. Tell you what's that like.
Did not know that.
Still keeps football. Okay.
Very well.
Makes sense to use football, but Joanne's play football.
Well, to be fair, he's very reliable on Wednesdays and Fridays, so we'll give him that.
But from the last time where I didn't want to buy a reader, it took a long time to get to do that.
That's true, yeah. He found room for it, likes it.
I've got to enjoy it.
Must be the gift bag.
I do remember the bedroom.
I get nagging him, come and sing. and don't
I got
want
you
to
to come to. I got you to come to drive a kid. That's it.
For everyone's persuaded everyone else.
Yeah. Because it was you that who persuaded me to wait until the fucking clock.
Well, it works.
Right.
Yeah, because you only have to mention it. You only mentioned it once.
I know they're not come anymore.
Well, you come, but
You're not even here right now.
Well, I am.
You sent your hologram instead.
I am just lost the way.
Yeah.
I am here just lost the way. Well, oh, well, I'll be alright.
I'll tell next time. How's everyone finding the food, by the way?
Lovely. It's nice to have some meat again.
Yeah.
But come. Yeah.
We had roast beef in the last week. Missed out.
I do apologise that being really poorly at home on antibiotics was interfering.
You make a choice, antibiotics, not me. The red peppers have come out very nice. Not too much chili, seems to be about right.
I think we can't help sometimes when we get ill.
Yeah.
I've got it covered now.
Do you never get ill?
I get it all the time.
He gets ill all the time, but he doesn't take time off to get better and comes in and makes everybody else ill.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
It's like if Joanne's ill at home and she knows she won't be able to make it, because I bring her, it's like, I'm not going to leave Joanne at home and come and do stuff myself. I'll stay at home to make sure Joanne's alright.
Fair enough.
Like you just pass it around the building when you get ill.
I know, I'm stupid. I get it, I know it, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everyone.
We didn't tell them.
Put one ear out the other.
If you're not well, don't come into work.
Yeah?
But I never come in. Always in. I like how the wedges are absorbing the sauce. Go back to the food. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I live.
He lives.
There's a lovely kick to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of, it doesn't hit you immediately, but
It's the first time I'm having a kitchen.
quite rare. I think the last thing we had was a bit spicy.
Not much
Oh, that's paella last year was the last really spicy thing. I put too many chilies and too much fire pepper.
Is that accidental?
Yeah. To give flavour, not heat.
Will you get the water out?
Yeah. It's just because I've got a sore throat. It's the spice is irritating my throat.
Makes you hotter if you drink.
I hope not, because you're going to make it suffering now for that.
I think that's a bit of an old. I think it's a bit of an old wives' tale that having a drink makes it
Depends what you
worse.
drink. Some things have got.
If you cut it, which is a hot drink from the oven, it will feel hot. Yeah, something in it, I know.
There's some things that make your taste buds like pick up chili more, like red wine does. Let's not get that out.
I don't like wine.
water or milk's alright.
Milk is the best thing because it kind of coats your mouth and your stomach. It's
That does too, by eating milk. Starts your mouth out, plus when you're drinking it, it starts also the stomach out. It's
Yeah,
not,
that's what I
it
mean.
lines your stomach as well as you're eating.
yeah. In an emergency, it's a good choice.
I love milk in coffee, but I can't drink it straight.
I love milk on a
Tastes
toast.
funny.
I haven't drunk it on a toast for ages, but I do love it. When I do, it's just really refreshing.
We don't get the full fat, we get the semi-skim.
We got into a habit of buying a full fat to put on cereal and the semi-skim to put in drinks.
We started having oat milk.
Taste the milk oats. Did a summer in Australia going around melting wild oats and fields.
Really nice.
It's nicer than
What
most
colour
other.
lid's that one? What colour lid's that one?
It's not a coloured thing. It's a separate drink.
Yeah, there's a section now where you can get like almond milk, oat milk, soya milk.
Because full fat milk's blue, semi-skim's green, skim's red. I don't know what yellow is. There's a purple one, whatever that is.
Yellow is still, isn't it?
It's
Arlo, bottom.
yeah, which is
Still,
it's
skim, tastes like semi-skim.
it's skimmed and it's filtered as well, so it's not got nothing in it.
What's the purple one?
I don't know. I know that gold top is got cream in it still. That's like your thick.
We get
like, skim
cartons.
ones.
I've seen it in Calman, but I've never looked. See what it is.
With monkey brown.
Yeah, next time we see a purple lid, I'll have a look.
I think purple's like rice milk or something, isn't it?
How do you look right? Either somewhere in the Beijing ones, milk in the rice paddies. President Xi commended me.
I'll keep with this. Have some vitamins C.
Right, yeah, I'll tell you what all the milk levels are in this asinine conversation that we're having. Right, red cap is whole milk. Purple cap is reduced fat 2% milk.
Reduced fat.
Green is low fat 1% milk. Light blue is skim milk. Brown cap is chocolate milk. Pink cap is strawberry milk. Yellow cap is buttermilk. Orange cap is half and half. And magenta is whipping cream.
No, orange is half and half, half what?
Half skim, half semi-skim.
Oh yeah, that's that half and half. It's 2 milk, 2 to 1.
Wow.
And it's just that half normal and half semi.
Can you tell the difference? Does it taste like milk?
Well, it's like a milkshake thing.
Oh, it's a little bit creamier.
Quarter skim. Wheat quarter skim.
I thought half and half was milk and cream.
But you can notice the difference when you make a brew with it anyway. Because it's like froth on the top of the brew when you put the milk in.
That little bit of cream and serving makes it look horrible. Our milk's all green up there, isn't it? Oh, it's got 2 months there, hasn't it? It's mid-January, isn't it?
No.
No.
We only went to his baby shower at the start of February.
It was 3 weeks when we went to get him over. It'll be about 5 weeks.
5 weeks.
3 months.
It's
What years of people?
Haven't you got a national insurance number yet?
Yeah,
Not very
she's
good.
She weren't due until
That's the thing. That she
We're
works.
going to January, they're going to February, wasn't it?
Telling you, just making years on people.
we ended up taking her in for a C-section. She still had
Like
about
your
3 or 4
83rd
weeks
birthday's got
left.
next week, it'll be fine.
Hey, their birthday.
We've got that one as well.
I'll be lucky if I get to that.
What was I don't know what's going on there. That's quite
Actually, it's quite nice, actually.
At least I know one thing. If it's a bit spicy, it's self-proclaiming nose.
I noticed that.
Tell me about it. I'm a throat.
I can remember it to myself.
And it cooks with spicy food.
If I
Yeah, but
let
I'm,
raw chili touch my tongue, I just do it's like it's horrible.
yeah, but I wasn't even eating fast anyway. But I've do that on. Stop it from the throat a bit.
Something like that, and like what you've got, Scott, maybe so it cools it down, doesn't it?
I hope that was Absolutely lovely. Thank you for another good team effort, guys.
I helped out a little bit this time. Not exactly ill, it was just last week I wasn't up to working that much. I didn't even dance all night anyway, did I? I tried to dance alright, but that didn't work. My stomach really did hurt yesterday. When that lady from Tesco's had to go with me, and then didn't time it works. Right. Excuse me. So now,
More room in there.
Right, we're back in 5.
Okay.
Are we moving on to this table for games, or are we staying over there?
Oh, no, we're doing what we did last week. Woo.
Yeah, we can.
Oh,
We are moving on.
suppose I can just leave the stuff over there then.
I'm just finishing this.
It's alright,
Fair
so
enough.
rush. Moving on, rush.
Hey, I like anyone that wants to chill with a lime. I love lime juice. Glorious.
You're on your own with that. Yeah. No, I don't mind lime juice, I would.
Oh, I do. And Isaac eats lemon. I used to when I was a kid. Not so much these days, but he loves it.
Can we detach that?
What's up here?
Because every time I take this out, that gets stuck behind it. It's just, you see. And then when we cook it, so on an alley, it's going. Having his little mouth.
Yeah, that or I'll be having about that. Did I tell you what happened when you came in? It's such a fact.
Aren't we all?
No, I know, it's like what's the usual, like, so we were upstairs once, and you come in here and then they go,
Right.
and asking me to do something. You came in while taking money off everyone's saying, oh, we can't get this down, like I said, but can you leave me a minute, because I need to go and literally, they came in and said, oh well, this projector where it is, where so talking amongst themselves in the room, and then I came over and they were
I'm looking at the rocks and I can't find them.
did Joe get them out? Did I try to the box?
I don't know if it changes every time.
Usually.
That one. But,
Don't forget yeah. No, we're
Yeah, it's delicious.
yeah, no. Perfect.
How are we doing?
I'll put some hot water in now.
Well, yeah, because of how big that is, but I think we'll leave it to soak in the big.
Oh, Ellie, I might need another bag because it's all
Yeah,
full.
that's true. Right, I'll take this one if someone else wants to get the black one from in there and pop it in here. So don't take. Oh, wait. Is that going to shut, Steve?
Yeah.
I think the handle of that saucepan's hanging over too far, so don't force it. I think I might need a little turn, or just a bit rearrange you.
If I'm not yeah, I am on Thursday at the moment.
The way it's going to go is, well, the people will be my class first,
Yeah.
then you, then we go back, then Adam, after we, but coming back it'll be reversed, it'll be leave, then you, then Adam Martin,
Do you want to get there, Scott?
then my class.
I'm okay.
Quick game solitaire. You have to get them all in suits in order. But you have to do red, black, red, black, black, red, red, it's black, red key, black, blue, red, dark. And then you sort them out into red, order.
there's nothing I can put on anything.
Do I need to do the floor, Claire?
Yeah, when Joe's swept,
Yeah.
you can delve them too close to the edge there.
Is everything for me?
You could just have a quick check of the sides and make sure they're all neat and clean.
And when you swipe up, I'll mark up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. So Scott can do just the mopping up after Joe's done our part, and then whatever's left in the kitchen, whoever's left in the kitchen will have to come back out where it. That's why I'm going to teach you the register. I'll go off now, then.
Right, well, tell you what, if you're waiting for Andy to wipe the cupboard doors down, why don't you also help and then we're all sharing it? Anthony, you do those ones, I'll do these, we'll just pass the Dettol round between us. There you go, I'll do these 3 doors, you do those doors and the cupboards, and the drawers, sorry.
Susan's from the top and to the bottom bit. It'll make it more quicker if more people are in.
Exactly.
That instead of waiting for everyone else. Everyone else will be out in there.
Yeah, like, some things are like a one-person job, like sweeping the floor or mopping the floor, but if we're going to do a wipe
It
down
was
of
like
the
that
front...
last week. I was trying to get Janine to do the mopping up, and so now she's volunteered. Oh, I volunteered because I volunteered, and
Yeah. Ow.
Janine
Careful,
last
you
week.
alright?
Yeah, it's just smacking your hand up the handle, that's
Yeah.
all.
Well, that's something that I could do, Anthony.
But yeah, like I said, big jobs like this, just share them because it's
Yeah.
fairer and quicker.
And the things
Do
been
you need that as well, Andy?
Can you speed?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
things
good.
on as well.
On here.
Yeah, I'll give you, do you want every door? Yeah, go on. Give you plenty to work with.
Thanks, Lyle.
My pleasure.
This one's just standing there, isn't it?
To be fair, we don't do the cupboard doors very often, so this isn't like this
No.
week's drippage. This is months of it probably.
Yeah.
I think it was probably January last time we did the doors.
Yeah. Well, if you've not done it for ages, you might as well earlier.
Well, usually things like this, you should meant to do like a deep clean every month, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's where you do the stuff like this.
Don't
Where
clean them all the time.
Ignore it.
It's just like, and so lock them like I done.
Yeah.
It's like here at home, I was the pots a few weeks ago, and that finger's alright now since I'm not washing my hands in the bowl at home. There's nothing there now. It's when I was
It's
back.
healed up, is it?
Yeah.
That's good.
There's nothing there now. After all of that,
I'm drying those tea towel.
it's been top bit as well earlier.
Yeah, the tea towels, I washed them all last week in hot water, so the tea towels are nice and
One
clean.
over there.
For the top bit for you.
Ah, it's very good. Sorry, Sue, what you
There's one there.
Yeah, this one's like up. They're all equally clean. Thank you.
doing the floor in a minute.
I know, I'm just getting that
Yeah.
food as best I can.
Yeah,
Trolley.
yeah, Elliot.
Oh, I didn't shred it.
Well, someone did.
Well, it's not about the blame, Joe. It really isn't.
Not that you're paying, is it, Elliot? Call me and start away.
That's alright. We're nearly done.
Yeah, it's like when Christmas out.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, thanks, Joe.
Have you moved on? Or what do you want?
They live in these drawers here. Just pop it on there for now and I'll grab it in a bit when we're not working on the doors.
Even though I did that table, she's done that table again for me anyway.
I'm not going to complain about something being done twice at this point.
Yeah, but don't forget I did the brushing up and I did the.
I don't forget anything, Joe. Don't worry.
Does that bottom table need cleaning? Alright.
The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to sweep all the stuff on the floor that's on it, so it can be.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, don't leave loose stuff on it.
Does it need a quick wipe? Will it need a wipe down that?
Yeah, go on. I'll move the food.
Let's be safe and sorry.
Yeah, why not? Thank you very much, sir.
Everyone's waiting in the room.
Fine, we're nearly done.
Yeah.
And these on his last door, these ones are done,
It's
those
been
are done.
done. It's been pulled out and cleaned back and cleaned. That's been
Yeah.
put in there.
I'm just going to quickly make myself free while all this hard labour is going on in front of me. In cupboard over there under the other sink. Well done, see?
Hey! I needed
Pop
to
it in the middle.
sneeze. I needed to sneeze then, Elliot.
That's fine. Sorry, Andy, are you okay on that one?
Yes.
If you hadn't
Shall we, Bob?
sneezed,
You can tell it's been under there, Elliot.
Lovely, that's better off gone, that's what that is.
yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. Let's give the glass a polish, because glass always is a bit streaky.
Get off.
Yes, sir.
That's why when I first tried it to get all the excess out of every can, I put my hand in to the blade.
Yeah.
Yeah, very sharp.
Oh yes, the blades are very sharp.
Yeah.
Your finger or it's mine side makes no difference to them.
Yeah. But me, Rachel, but he had a juicing machine where you stick, you know, like the fruits and all that have juice and it separates the skin and juice and then.
Oh, right, that's what the pop on is.
I'll never ever use a blender. I would say I jump for blenders.
They're a bit noisy, but they're not dangerous.
No, it's not that. I don't like to pick. I never just do something with my finger. I'm scared with England finger. No stick. Taste nice.
Well, that's why they've got the top on them. You're a long way up from the blade,
Yeah.
and when
Yeah.
the top's on it, you can't get your finger all the way down.
Now, when we did
They look
cake,
fine under you.
when we did
You are
cake
done,
at
thank
college
you.
Elliot, they had a blender there, but you know
Yeah.
the thing that you put notes on top of
The
that
cover,
stuff
yeah.
or the juice from coming out,
Oh yeah.
that didn't have that, so you had to put a tea towel on top while you were blending it away.
Not great.
No, it went all over me. Poor me went all over me, didn't it? I wasn't very pleased, but other than that.
Get in the middle.
By the time we're doing that in the middle, time to go home.
That's obviously. Stop there. Appreciated it
Have a
was
story
going
next
to
week.
be-
Baby's there, yeah.
Okay, we'll be out of your way in a second.
No, I'm just telling you where the bin is. No, man, I'll stand here all night Even if we have to.
Done now.
You're right now. Just don't trip up.
Can hear your little tune, Joe.
I know.
Think about it when the last jobs.
I'm looking for by now. It's like that with my own. My dad and auntie are in the are not in the house. I do something downstairs. I don't know what to do, but I went downstairs, I went back up, and then I thought, what the heck am I doing now? I do something really strange sometimes. Right, Andy.
Yeah. Getting on now.
Oh. No, close it. I don't want it, just don't stay. Stay. Don't feel right there. Just stay. No. Oh no.
Elliot? This door, besides that keeping the door open.
Oh, there's a hook on the back. Leave the hook.
Yeah, there's a hook.
I have fitted a little cabin hook that just locks onto a loop there. Yeah, push it down. And that's just an insurance policy, really.
Yeah.
There you go.
Move out this way.
Yeah.
Out. Yeah, I know. Don't pull it and quiet quick so then you're not. I know everyone else is waiting up there, but it doesn't matter. Listen to the sound.
Oh, right.
So open and just
What?
Are they not suitable for
What? We'll just count down there. Just 10.
Yep.
I get the double pack for Carmel.
Good idea, that.
Double pack for extra 10, but they were free.
Yeah, we've got to give them that over.
You get 20 for a pack from Carmel, but they were free.
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Hopefully.
Well, the next time he brings us like, so you guys get 20 packs? That's them.
That's not, you don't get much free these days.
No, you don't.
You can charge for the carry bags now. Even the free one, the green half back set, and got angles. They're charging for them now as well. That's like that.
Yeah, that's the point, isn't it? To this,
Because once you got a carry bag, I said, no, back the top now.
I remember when they brought that out, there were people robbing trolleys from Tesco.
You get free in your market though, if you carry back for nothing there.
The small businesses don't have to charge.
Hi, it's your turn now.
You see, you've got more than 100 employees.
Or is that true?
Well, so many shops in India. All state shops. But you get free there, but now, but if it's a chain,
if they have multiple butty shops, they'll have more than 100 staff, so they have to, it's not in the shop, it's if the chain has more than 100 staff. I know, but if the guy has 10 butty shops with 10 employees, he has to pay the back charge. I can't find any other ones that aren't similar to one we've already learned.
About 3 falls before the other.
I like that one.
I haven't played it.
You have played it?
We have played it.
I
You
remember
played
you
it with
saying.
me loads over the last 12 years.
We played it. We played it yours.
Yeah.
I remember you going, oh god, not that.
Well, I would never say that.
You have to get 4 of one soup, 5 of another soup.
No, 3 of one soup, 4 of another. Or
Eight,
3 of,
three.
or you can have all of the same numbers.
I'm willing to try it.
Get a blush.
I can't try it before, I can't remember it.
You can't remember it. So let me give you an example of what you have.
Go on.
So you have that, and you have... if that's the aces and lows. You have Jack, 10, Queen,
Spades.
Where are you, Kiki? There he is. Right, so that would be a winning hand.
So 3 identical numbers,
Or,
4 in a suit that in a row.
yeah, in a row.
Or you can just have 4 of that, 4 of the pair.
Yeah, or you could
Right.
have that and that. Or you could have like 6 of hearts, 7 of hearts, 8 of hearts.
Okay. What's the process of playing to try and get that?
Well, you all get given 7 cards. And it's a pick up, put down game.
You can't.
So it goes round in a circle.
Okay. That'd be 49 cards, so that's 7 times.
So we've got 7.
So that's when we've got 8 people.
Everyone can sit out if you want.
Yeah, you can guide us. You can be the card rep, card boss.
I'll play this one. I want me an nephew
Well, we need
when it's not in the dark.
cards like those though.
Oh, you only have 3
Sit
cards.
there on the phone like this or
Today,
Double deck it.
Yep, it worked with double deck because you still,
You still got a mix of cards.
yeah.
Still picking
So I think you said that and take it up in. Do that too.
In.
Yeah. There's the
No, you
about
usually go
Oh yeah, I didn't put it up that side.
I know we started
Yeah,
in the
then-
game, didn't we? That
Oh
the
yeah.
other one.
Huh?
Was it when you ordered the McDonald's and you see it in there?
Oh, yeah, it's better than some.
That's what the instant thing.
Do we know which thing the other cards are?
What?
Look at the flower one above that one. Take it off the thing and have a proper look. I struggle to find this pack of cards.
Some people are not kids, they're not getting
No.
against the law.
It's not against the law. There's no law that says you can't snap the
But if you say, hey, you can take them to court.
Map the floor.
Hearing.
John,
It's like a thing.
map the floor.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Because our Tayo, his friends,
Careful.
from Nigeria, and around the shops once, this kid's just done something. Just
Strong, man. Ain't
Well,
that smell?
It's one of those things
Refreshing.
that-
That's their culture.
Refreshing
Where they
chemicals.
are.
Well, it used to be our culture. It used to be our
It's
culture
not
that,
safe.
that the police could give you a slap round the head when you were a kid.
Yeah, Norman remembers that. If you got in, like, no one remembers that, you got in trouble, you got a clip off the copper, and then when the copper took you home, then you got one off your parents as well.
That's where society's gone wrong.
Yeah.
Because there's no punishment for kids anymore.
Exactly.
It's just like the mothers these days. They're not allowed to hurt them.
They taught, and most of them taught to the parents like they don't care.
The problem was, back in the 70s, there was a lot of child abuse, of people taking advantage of the positions that they were in.
Yeah.
But now, it's gone too far the other way, where you can't do anything to discipline children.
We used to get the real one, like knuckles. At school.
I think the biggest problem is that parents at home can't discipline.
Would you like a penny in the book, John?
Mum said when she was young, we used to have to whip.
Right, Elliot, we'll adapt the game to be slightly different. We'll play 4 of the same, which is an easier version of it.
Yeah. Okay.
Sobbing.
Where do we get a pizza living thing from?
I think his grandma.
I wouldn't take for, you know, what's that his name? I'll give me
But
So we're playing for 4.
4 of the same.
4 of the same, so 4 of the same seat. 4
Or
of
4 of
the
the
right.
same number.
Okay.
So it's either suits or number. Right. So the way it works is, pick one up. As always, you have to show it when you pick up. And then, if you don't want it, but you have to, it's a pick one up, put one down game. So if you pick one up, you have to put one down.
Put down face up.
Yes. So that's your burn file. So your turn. So you pick one up.
Now many of you not again of the same.
4 of the same.
Right. Oh yeah, she's gone into.
Oh, and you can pick up off this pile as well.
Take the top one only.
Yeah, you can take the top one off this pile or go for a blind card. That's it.
Sure, so pick up one off either pile and then put the card back down face up.
That's what you do.
Yeah, I think we're keeping the hand sort of secret from other people, but yeah.
So you need. So look at that one with your other cards. So pick it up, and then if it's going to make a set of 4, keep it and put a different one down. If not, put that one back down. So it's like you want either all 8s, all 7s, all 6s, all 5s, all 4s, all 3s, or you want like ace, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 3, 4, 5, or.
So whatever you choose to put down is the least helpful card to you. Whatever you think is not going to help you achieve your 4 of a kind.
How much you both got?
Right, we've got to put a card down.
So you pick one up, but you have to put one down. So you've
Normally
always
I don't
got.
have 4 cards in your hand.
Yeah, so you can get rid of the least useful one.
Put on that one.
Straight on the pile.
Nice. Press on one file.
Thank you.
God, this is an old song. This is a reflection of your.
This is just Spotify's Throwback Thursday playlist.
I can't reach over there.
Do you want a card face down or a card that the
I
Queen
don't
can
know.
say?
No idea. I've not played it.
Wait, someone new shoes up.
Why do I stop behind?
Wonder what Joe's got.
I don't know.
no.
I'm not too sure what I'm playing.
Put down whatever one you think is least helpful to making a set of cards. Oh, little hot smile. blank on this.
Look at that little boy's smile.
Little voice one. When I hear this song, I just think of Alan Partridge crash testing a car and the airbag going into his face in slow motion.
Your brush bark, she.
I mean, that one, a lot, look at that. Don't like, look at that. It's pretty hard. Well, that's dramatic. It's like an airbag going in slow motion. It's interesting because I'm already seeing that. Like I thought I was going for one set of things and it's changing into another already. I think that was before.
Yeah, if you want.
We got her up the same suit as well.
No, it's either all of one set of numbers or all the same suit.
But if it's the same suit, you have to have numbers in order, like 4, 5, 6, 7. Like that.
Yeah. I'm already messed up, but
Right, mine's already, like I said, it's changing in a way that I didn't expect it to. You did it the original speed though.
you got to slow it down.
It's pretty hard that because it's happened so fast in the original, you can't actually beat the tune.
Hang on, Scott.
I can't remind you.
Oh, I don't mind go now then.
Well, let's just not have any off. Go on, Scott, it's your go now.
I've never played it before, I'm just having a go because I've not
It's
played
alright,
it.
Scott's just trying to be
I know.
cheap.
Yeah.
Scott.
Ronaldinho.
Get beat bumped on. Oh, that was so. As soon as like flipped it over, it was like nah.
It's my favourite song, that song.
You don't really get.
No.
No, it's someone who you don't know.
Little bit, yeah.
Little Mix.
Oh,
I quite like
no.
Little
Doing flip
Mix.
file at this point.
Oh wait, I'm gonna keep that
No,
one there.
I won last week, so well now win it. It's what we got.
Very fair of you, Josie.
Lippity flippity.
But you know what? I mean to Mars. Mars bar.
I'm well into Mars bar.
You're
Where's the
going
Mars bar, Ellie?
No? Look at my head. Sex for Mars bar. You mind going?
Yes.
Don't go, you silly man.
Thank you, Philip.
Thank you. Whatever.
Oh, like, I'll call you that. I'm like, damn it.
Not bother.
You're not silly, Joe.
Just do it.
It's You are not silly at all.
Well, everyone's stuck inside the morning.
Nah, I don't think so.
Well, I've been called all sorts of names and out in the past.
Other way around.
Transport.
It's because it's French and Shearer.
Yeah, knocking two phones together. Yeah.
No, I thought it was
No, I thought you were going to say it's got hydrocyanus sulfate. Good on that. I know, but some travel socks are exquisite and delicate, and others are a bit rough. Sue really knows what she wants, and she doesn't want any of these cards.
I think people are waiting for the same card.
It's not a good game, though. It's not my lunch. It's like waiting for Christmas. Oh, this
So
one.
pick one up before you put one down, and then you've got a choice of five. Put one down.
Yeah, no, you can just pick one if you like it.
Oh, why are we talking about Christmas? Joe just said he's like waiting for Christmas. We've got loads of birthdays before Christmas.
I need to hang the stocking up, actually, you're right. From Easter, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but Christmas is more like Easter. That's what it feels like
March
to
is the
me.
worst. I've got 5 birthdays in now.
Leave the country for March. You have to buy all the presents.
I am in the country in March.
I don't know that.
Dyslexia!
Don't like
No, this guy.
it. That's why I'm saying playing it.
Not bully.
I've
Not
had it
bully.
played
What are you doing? You're always sort of short arm fighting. At you. There.
It's your girl say.
I think, yeah, this is guys.
I'm an angry hamster.
Your girl say.
Did you get distracted by something over here? That's exactly what you're doing.
Is it the mud corner? I'm just I've put up with Elliot bullying me for 12 years.
Bullied for 12 years, 11.
Oh, I can see something's gonna go flying at him in a minute.
No, not giving us satisfaction. I go away with
I'm not going away, man. You're going away in April. Learn that now.
London.
Uh,
I don't know yet. I believe so. I'm hearing different stories. I'll find out when I get the plane.
Oh, can we change the date?
You sort of your go.
it does seem a bit tricky to win.
Yeah.
I'm not far off, you know.
I think we should go
I
back
need
to
one
I
card.
think it was like you just all about timing.
You have to get lucky with someone putting down.
The one you.
Yeah.
That's why it's easy with more cards because you don't.
Yeah, if I could found that other day. Oh, I'm sorry.
Is he not in that other? I'm sure it's somewhere to do.
It's probably hiding in plain sight. I looked, I couldn't see it.
Yeah, but I looked in all the box man blue one for Sean told me about a lock in, but
That's where I always put the definitely in that box.
there was no one.
Everyone's sneezing throwing cards in the air. I'll tell you who got my card.
It's your girl, that.
No, I prefer the crazy eights where. No, which one?
I like Crazy Eights, I don't like Fish.
I like fish because there's more tension to it.
Well, not playing
Have you
that
got
one,
any
no
numbers?
way. Not playing that one. 'Cause that's one.
It's your girl, Sean.
Go, go.
You're not feeling the tin?
Not now.
Harry Potter.
Don't want to.
I'm here. Flip it back. 3 delivery, 3 returns. It's the boo-boo
I don't
picture.
sleep
It's the boo-boo. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just so bored.
Are we going to abandon this game?
I think so.
No one's noticing it's their go. That's not a good
Yeah, I
sign.
think that's going to be bored now.
Because no one can win.
We can't do it.
None of those. Go on, what you? I'm just going to pick the cards so I can win. I'll have that.
Right, let's play a different game.
Yeah.
It doesn't work.
You have my card.
Hang on, who had the one I was looking for? Scott had mine.
What, the 6?
Yeah, I was trying to get the 6 for that.
I wanted that 8.
My ace was
Oh, sorry, Scott. You're going to get that.
I think this bonus game on.
Hold on. Do you want? Oh yeah, you
What did
need.
Joe need? She needed the 3 of hearts, which was there.
Yeah.
Oh, was
Not
that your
very
pile,
funny.
Andy?
Yeah, I think it was
So
that.
Andy had the one that Joe needed, Scott had the one I needed. I had the one
Sounds
too.
like I was going to sleep.
That's what I mean. It's
No,
never gonna.
yeah, no one was going to give up the
The
cards
problem-
that other people
The
needed.
problem is that's why it's 3 or 1 and 4 and up because
It makes you move your cards around.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Crazy Eggs would.
There's no point in fringing it.
You can do what doing on that one.
Well, should we do crazy eggs? I like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember how you play it.
Dish 4 cards out each. Give it a shuffle.
Well, I
Four.
think you deal them out. You know what?
It was either 4 or 5. I can't remember. Last week
Go
we
back
were
here.
Crazy Eggs. Last week. Player wasn't in it.
I wanna be next to you. Black and gold, black and gold, black and gold.
I don't like the lady singing the black and gold. I like the man singing the black and gold instead.
I heard a song that sounded just like the Starlets on the radio the other day. Had the same sort of cool go to the sea and the lyrics sort of feel to it. Sorry, I appreciate I'm not very interesting.
Play it now.
No, you're not. You need injection of crazy eggs. Right up here.
You might wake them up, yeah. Go for some sort of
I don't know what you're thinking. Yeah, sorry, you got the arms for it, though, you can get that. I can't remember.
You have cards in the UK.
You do. Right. Ah, that's it. So you start with. Real quick, Google it. I'm not blank since last week. We played it before, didn't it?
I know, I was there. I don't know.
How to play crazy. Seems you were all so gung-ho about playing
We
it.
just remember enjoying it. We know what we're doing.
I do know
I've got
that.
an excuse.
The only thing I can remember is I know that the 8s you can, when you put that down, you can change the suit.
Yeah. That's all I can remember as well.
Yeah.
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
but I
remember
would
about-
say, but
I
I
can't
can't
remember
remember
Well,
either.
what the other cards do, like the jacks and all that.
Five cards are dealt to each
We
player.
reduced it to 4 to help mobilise the cards around.
Remaining cards of the deck are placed face down at the centre of the table. Top card is then turned face up to start the game. Players discard by matching rank or suit with the top card of the discard pile, starting with the player to the left of the dealer.
And
They
you
can
can't
also
pick-
play an 8 at any time. If the player is unable to match the rank or suit on the top of the discard pile and does not have an 8, they draw a card from the stock pile.
So like at the moment, I could play that because it's the same suit.
Yeah.
But if I didn't, and I couldn't match anything to a 10 or a heart, I have to pick a new card up.
Mhm.
And your aim is to get rid of all your cards, isn't it?
Yes.
You can play an 8
You can
anytime.
play an 8 at any time. Players unable to match
Of any suit.
Yeah.
The 8s, yeah. They've got superpowers, basically.
Right, so when you get an 8, you can change the suit. So you put an 8 down, you can then change the suit
Yeah,
that
I
everyone
remember that,
plays.
yeah.
And then there was a thing where if it was a 9, it reversed the play of the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't do that last week.
Yeah,
So if you put a 9 down, it changes direction.
yeah.
Okay. Right, so we'll start to the left of the dealer, which would be Mr. McGonagall. So you need to see if you've got anything that matches the 10 or the heart, and if you have, pop it down. If not,
So either a 10 or a heart card.
No.
so to draw a
So
blank,
you have to pick one
blank
off
card.
the top.
Do you keep these cards or these cards?
Well, the aim is that you can put more down than you pick up, so you get rid of them all. You win by getting rid of all your cards.
Joe.
So Joe would need a 10 or a diamond, or a crazy 8. He has a diamond. Scott needs a king, a diamond, or a crazy 8.
No, I put this card down then.
You can.
Yeah. Now you can change the suit.
You change the suit if you want.
Yeah, it's clubs at the minute, but it can be anything you want.
You're gonna stick with the clubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go. Thank you. Go on, sit.
Change it to diamond.
Oh, that was harsh. I feel like Sue's like puts the people in card games. Oh, we go. I
What
know.
he thinks he suit.
Diamond.
Damn. These cards weren't shuffled very well.
Oh, wow. So you need 3
Three or
diamond or an
diamond.
8 and the
Oh,
I've got an
oh, you can play that
Put your
inside
eight
the-
down.
and you can choose
Shit.
to change the suit if you want. So it's spades on the card, but you can change it to anything you want. Hearts, clubs, or diamonds.
You don't play again though.
No, you only get one
No, no.
play, but you can change the suit that Anthony has to match. So you want to leave it as spades, or change it to one of the others?
change to one of the others.
No,
no, you can't put down.
So hold on to your
Well,
cards.
you just say hearts or diamonds or spades. You just say
Or
Yeah.
clubs.
or clubs. It's on spades.
Yeah,
no.
so just say which one you want.
Fine.
You can leave it as you want, if that's what you want.
Yeah, I'll leave it as the same.
So we're leaving it spades, okay. Ooh, 7.5. When it gets Jeff, okay.
No, I'm just so I know.
Yes.
A 7 or a heart or any 8.
Come up with the 8.
Right, so can it be in the same suit, but
It can be
different?
any number 7
Or any
or
heart.
any heart card.
Right.
That's it.
Four or a spade then.
I've got it.
Grab one from the top pile.
So, oh yeah, because Joanne's put the 9 down now, it reverses back.
Oh, yes,
yeah,
so
so
back to you.
it's back to you. Does she still have to shout the same?
No, it's you.
Yeah, does Joanne still have to shout the same thing if she's got last cat, if she's on the last card, or...
Say anything about that in the room.
Yeah, you have to announce it.
What is it? You can hit the song.
Yeah. Really bad example.
And she'll go.
I go again.
Nine.
Say
Spade. So you put down any nine or any spades.
And the top.
To be fair, I can see it working well in that context. It's nice little.
This has messed us all up, hasn't
I
it?
know, going backwards, nothing makes
Oh,
sense.
okay.
Yeah, I'm drawn, going away
No,
for
mine.
50,000. Don't you? I'm
It's
fucking
easy, mate.
okay.
Oh, go back
Um,
one, you go back two, the other way. I don't like it that way. It's like don't contact.
So it's going back.
I was going back this way again.
Oh yeah,
Damn!
it's always well, yeah. It's getting funnier again now. Almost a third
I've got 6, okay.
section of each.
Down the door 6.
Then just make it fail.
That's good, well.
We have to just put one down and sort of follow suit.
Only
You're
one.
the only one that's
Go on, Joe.
Rushing off the wing too quickly.
Joe's one.
Joe's
Actually,
one.
oh, hold on.
That's twice in a row.
You want a jacket?
Don't get
Fine.
No, once you jack the cake.
Well, I was going to say we carry on play for second place, but not now you just throw your cards at me.
We'll reveal.
Did the
Well,
price?
it's 24 minutes past 4, so...
I've got time for one more. I only took like 5 minutes, miss.
I've only got 10 minutes.
It's okay, we've got time for one more, miss.
Fucking weird.
How much time?
There's one toilet that's cutting the time now.
Right, I'll shuffle the deal. That'll be alright. Good. Thank you.
I
Thank you.
forgot.
This will be the quickest game ever. I've heard it. And people can win it. Unlike the last game. There was no losers because there was no winner.
How many?
Well, after that game finishes, I'm going.
Well, I think we all are because we're finishing in 6 minutes.
Yeah, no.
I love how everyone's so desperate to get away from it.
I know. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hurry up in the toilet, Anthony. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bang, look at that. One for you. One for you. One for you. Thank you. Look at that. Bonza, perfect timing. To change the starting point because I've dealt twice in a row. Start with Sue, so it didn't
I've
start.
won twice and both Thursdays. I don't want to win.
Shiver down my spine.
No,
No,
go
still with it. Then.
Still working.
Going that way again.
Clockwise.
One away.
Oh.
I'm gonna dance like this at Isaac's wedding.
Having a Kanye West hoedown.
To be fair, I've probably been in a wheelchair by the time I get married.
You can still do that. I'm sure his polygamous male and female wife and husbands will all appreciate your dancing. Isaac.
I'm gonna do shit. Shit, I'm
You keeping it same suit, Elliot, or change
Oh,
it?
is it 8? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll keep it
No one
hearts.
asked me that. I just put an 8 down.
Keep it the same. That doesn't matter, I've paid for it.
Whose door is it?
It's handy, so he's got to find 8 or a half.
Got an 8 at least.
Oh.
Make it fair.
And take it fair. You're going to keep it spades or do you want it to change?
I said make it fair, not take it fair.
Oh, make it fair.
Yes.
Let's just take it fair.
No.
Sorry. Keeping it spades then.
Yeah, space for now.
Okay. Thought Joe was going to claim my jacket and win.
No.
Wait, no. Section, you get one. Someone getting his hands on all your money. Well. As we played it, I am remembering more and more rules. But never mind.
Please
Still
do
got
that.
spade.
And Andrew,
Very excited. Spade or queen.
I thought you remember my name. I thought you remember my name.
God, no. You gonna pick up? Yeah? You're done.
I never meant to cause you any trouble. I'm changing it. Tarts. Purple rain.
King Hearts.
Or king.
Just thinking this song, because the music's so slow, the Prince is so fast, it sounds like what you would hear on ketamine and what you would say on cocaine.
And you know that because
Because of my brother. There you go. Not too personal.
why does he project his emotional state into you?
It's Gabble's nonsense and they have to take me It's not fun. I can't go, what a surprise.
Bye bye.
Yeah, no, it's empty.
When you get to Jaffa Cake,
What are you in?
I'm still taking it, I'm not eating it, I'll just have it.
Right, yeah.
Survive.
No, I'll find some way to like pickle it or preserve it.
Oh, come.
You never had a pickle Jaffa Cake?
There's no more. Can't smell. I'm looking,
Or you need
so.
to flip the pile.
Oh, there's this magic trick we do. Yeah.
Don't we just go and sum up more cards than the card got?
And I switched again.
Oh, now I'm back to see them. No, you can take back card, just put fuck off.
He's back to Sue again.
It's like Sue's the net and this is the tennis match going back.
Sue right over there.
Back to Sue again.
Back to you again, Sue. Oh, she can get rid of one now though. There we go.
You know, Scott.
Oh my giddy heart.
I feel sorry for Sue, never mind anymore.
I think after watching so that right now, the best slot machine possible.
You know, that was the worst start around a week.
That's really sad, Elliot. That is a sad statement.
We are a diamond.
Very well. Good play.
Sorry, that's
No, that is Aaron. He does look a bit like it. He brushed his hair over at an angle like that. It's a bit. The pic. No, it's your go. I've been. I'll put a 7 down. This is the middle of the picture in the middle. For anyone that wants to come and see here. Okay. Aaron does look a little bit like Vera. There he is.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's Aaron. The other Aaron.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's
I didn't
got a little moustache.
notice that.
Is he? How's he doing? Is he alright?
I do not know. We've not heard from him for over a year now.
You've been busy,
I hope he's well. Fucking fatherland.
You go with it.
Scott.
I was so close to winning. Now I've got 2 cards again.
Hitler got in the way.
I don't know.
It's worth it.
And it's like equivalent.
Well done to Hitler. That's what I'll say.
What?
What?
Well done to Hitler.
Just for slowing you down in the game, I'm sure that's all he means.
That is a shocking statement.
Joker.
Why does it get to this time first everyone listens to that?
I think it's because it's getting near the end of the week, Claire, that's most probably why.
What's cold?
It's not the end of the week yet until Friday.
Just some Russia.
You keep it the same, Claire.
Keep it peppercorns. Oh, 7 peppercorns. Well done, Anthony. He always comes in silently and wins. You don't notice when he's nearly there. He's like, pow, done. Alright, we've definitely concluded that Crazy Eights is better than the other game.
That's
Yeah.
what I just said.
And there we
Like I
go.
said, there were some rules though that I remembered that.
But on the other game?
No, for this one.
Well, just out of
Like, if
curiosity,
you
go on.
pick up an 8,
Yeah.
you can instantly put it down.
Oh,
So if you've got no cards and you pick up an 8, you can immediately put it back down.
Ah.
oh, I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
Right, we can add that in next time.
Yeah.
Same back time, same back channel.
So then you don't end up stuck with an extra card.
Thank you for a lovely afternoon, Mr. Coffee.
Yeah.
Kitchen was spotless.
Don't
Food was
pick
lovely.
Jaffa cakes.
No, I can't
I've only
have.
had one.
Please, someone else have a Jaffa cake.
I don't want you all.
Is there any
I love when it makes you feel
It
better.
will make you feel a lot better,
I might have
Scott.
one with a brewer.
Yeah, Sean, would you like one to make Elliot feel
It's great
better?
for me.
Did it make Elliot feel better?
Take one for the team.
And then still the pants will really fit. Did you have a jacket card?
They're fine.
After the 10.
I had one week.
Don't forget your cup on the floor, Andy. Don't forget your charger, Scott. Actually, I've got a file. I can start. We've just got the charger on the
Yeah, you need to mind you. So when I'm not at the Friday Club, I'm practically, he'll turn up, won't he? But I've just paid 45 quid at Specsavers for a new pair.
not going to tell
Yeah, it could be worse. But you know, you never know. Hurst didn't email me back to say they found them, but they may be there, and then there's no spare pair.
Well, if they're there.
I even rang them and left them a message, and they didn't.
Well, if anyone's found them, it'll be on that balloon.
Yeah, the copy hole thing.
Yeah.
It'll be on there.
Well, we'll check to see
It's
if we
always
get
put
tomorrow.
children's glasses. Hey, you could nick some kids' glasses.
Oh, well,
There's
no,
always
what
kids' glasses
are
on
you
top
doing
of
with
that.
I'm sure you'll have a nice evening.
Right.
I'll see you on Monday. No problem, so it was,
Yeah.
it was a long
You
time
know what the
on
worst
hold,
thing
it's
is
quick
now? I
when
pay 45 quid, they'll probably end up turning up now.
Yeah.
And make me feel
But at
worse
least
than
then
they actually
you'll
am.
have a spare
Same with
pair of glasses though.
Right.
Keep your newer ones for best, and then keep
They're
your
going to
older
sort
ones.
them out of the other ones, plus because that's where I'm just got to get that thing off of that now.